Did you see that conference?
4K exclusive.
Let's talk about that on the podcast. Hello, welcome to Bedroom Sessions. I am Caleb.
It's Lucas.
What's up, guys? It's Tanner.
And today we have a special guest with us on the show. A good friend of ours, Richard.
Hello.
Hey.
Ricky.
Hey, Ricky, how's it going?
Glad you're on the show, buddy.
Yeah, good to be here, baby.
Talking to your microphone.
I am.
There you go. Good.
Is this too far away, or am I good?
You good? You
We're
good?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the ghetto mic. Excuse me.
Yes.
That's true.
Oh, okay. Today we're talking about E3. And for those of you that don't know what E3 is, Tanner, will you please explain it for him?
Yeah, Lucas is going to explain it for us. E3 is the Electronic Entertainment Exposition, which is Comic-Con for video games. And if you don't know what Comic-Con is the comic convention where they have a bunch of comic creators and movies and TV shows.
But this is
and if
not
you don't
that.
know what
This
a
is
Comic-Con
Stop.
is,
If you
then
don't
it's
know
very
what a
much-
comic is, okay.
Yeah, E3 is, hey, a bunch of video game companies are going to come and showcase what's coming up in the next year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And
In the cringiest way possible.
90,000%
Yes.
of the time, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
1 million troops. 1 million troops. Have y'all seen that one?
No.
Where
Racer.
the Konami guy, he just comes out and he's the most awkward guy, and it's a game, and he says that it can have 1 million troops, and he says that, and nobody reacts. Like he wrote into it that it was going to be like a huge like reaction point, and he just says it and looks around, and no one says anything.
There's been some pretty cringy moments at E3 for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
We here at Bedroom Sessions have been staying up to date on all things E3.
Hey, you want to talk like a human?
No, I was talking like people at E3 would.
Really nasally.
Okay. Let's start off by talking about EA, Electronic Arts, and let's just hit some highlights of the conference. Tanner, why don't you go ahead and lead us into that?
Well, I love sports games, and so I was really interested in their Madden, FIFA, and they have an NBA game out this year.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be bad.
Is it
But-
NBA Live?
Yeah, because
Those
they took
Those
a
used to
year
be
off.
better. Those used to be a lot better.
Yeah, 2K and is like light years ahead. But
Never played any of these.
I was I was really excited because I think 2K did a fun thing when they first created My Career in the story mode. I know it's a corny story mode, but they've EA's done that with Madden and FIFA now, where they have a story mode, which is, I
Yeah.
think is a lot of fun to have it
What
in
is-
a.
What's even in the story mode? How do you make
Well,
a story about that?
Well, it's interesting. You're a player, and it's your career. It's like the FIFA one for last year. It's a continuation in the next game, and so it's like a young kid who his grandpa was a soccer legend, and so that's what you got to live up to it, and so that's kind of the story and him coming into his own.
Is it even a good story, or is it just kind of like,
There,
let's make a really quick story and then market it as a whole story you can
No,
play?
I mean it was like a season long, which I mean is like
that's
40
usually
games.
every game, though.
Yeah, you
Like
play
a
every
2K
game
does
pretty
that.
much.
Yeah.
So I mean, it goes on and it's pretty interesting. Like the FIFA one starts with you playing like little like when we were kids when you'd play soccer.
Okay.
It starts with you. You either make the penalty shot to win
Uh-huh.
or you miss it and it changes. And so like the things that you do change the story.
Okay.
Like because if you're playing really badly, they're not gonna be like great game out there.
That's a lot
they
more
send you
interesting
to
than 2K.
they send you on loan to another team to get better. And so I think that's cool that they've integrated a story. Because I've always done the My Career modes and thought that was fun. Like,
I always
That's-
thought it was they didn't have enough options for like every time. Like I know they have to take a while to craft each story, but like
Right.
I would just wish maybe I could be like a European And like NBA
Like in-
2K, you're
yeah.
always like maybe you're a street baller, or maybe you're just a really good like kid from the projects that was playing in high school, and then it's just on from then.
Yeah, but that's what I think. The story modes, they don't give you as much like original customization. You're kind of that character.
Yeah.
But I mean, how many games do you jump into and you're that character?
Yeah. Not,
So
yeah.
I mean,
you're
that's what.
mhm.
Eventually, they'll let you have your own story. I think it'll
sure.
grow to. But I'm excited for that, and the games look great. So, like
If you
visually,
like sports, yeah.
so we're getting
They've
closer.
always done pretty good with the NBA games and just the EA like sports games. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
I've never played them, but like
It's in the game.
That's what we're getting to the point where they can. Good job, man. We're gonna have to pay them like $20 for that. So
just for the sound bites.
just to say it.
Yeah. You didn't think
Oh,
about that.
Oh no. But
Like anyone will listen.
That's
to
an
this.
entire sponsorship, man.
My dad listened to the first one, so you got one view there.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And then he made fun of me for it later. So.
Did he really?
Yeah, he
What
did.
did he say?
gotta love Dale.
Oh, Dale.
Just be like, yeah,
Shout
well,
out
you,
to Dale.
you
Thanks
had
for
two
making fun
different
of me, bro.
shoes on when you went to
How
church.
dare you bring that up on the internet?
So what
Anyway.
else did EA have that was
Let's-
interesting?
Let's talk about what we really want to talk about. Battlefront 2. They finally showed us some gameplay for it. It looks freaking amazing.
If you don't know what Battlefront 2 is, it's like Comic-Con, but not at all because
Oh
it's a video game about Star Wars.
They have like a story right now.
This
That's
one
like
has
yeah.
a
the-
story,
one
a
of the big
single
things.
story. Yep.
And it's canon. And if those... For those of you that don't know what canon means, it means like...
Stop mansplaining. We need to stop mansplaining in this episode.
Anyway, the story in Battlefront 2 is canon, and it fits into the Star Wars universe, and it's really cool. Can you not do that? I can hear you moving the mic.
Sorry.
God.
Sorry, Dad.
I never played the first one, but you guys liked it a lot.
Did you play the originals like on like the
Original Xbox.
I never
and
played
stuff.
any Star Wars game. I don't think.
You haven't even seen all the movies. I'm pretty sure, right?
True.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
I
you
haven't
don't like
watched
Star
The
Wars
Force
that much.
Awakens.
Uh,
Not the other one though, but the Rogue One.
right.
You guys went without me. Thanks.
Oops.
Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, come on.
back to Star Wars Battlefront 2. The gameplay demo looked fantastic.
guys want to be my friend, let me know.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the gameplay they showed their online game mode, Assault on Theed, which is one of their new maps.
I'm really excited about having clones.
Yeah.
Is it just going to be called Assault on whatever map? Because I guess Theed is the specific
I'm pretty
one.
sure it's
Um,
only going to be on
On
Theed.
Theed? Okay.
Because on the first game, whenever they released all the Rogue One DLC, they had the Scarif map, which is it was only one game mode and it can only be
Right.
played on Scarif. The same thing for the Death Star and that, so I'm pretty
Right.
sure it's
Dope.
going to be Assault on Theed.
Cool.
I saw something in the gameplay demo that I did not like, though, and that was multiple heroes across different eras. I don't like that.
I don't. I
What
mean,
does that mean?
I
So,
don't care.
Like,
Yeah,
you're
neither do
playing
I.
as a clone, so that's like the prequel trilogy. So they have like a
Oh,
Han
okay.
Solo hanging out with clones, or like, I don't know, Rey was hanging out with clones and fighting just battle droids from like the first prequel movie, and that was really
Yeah.
weird.
well, they kind of did that with like the original Battlefront 2.
I mean, because in the original one, we had like hero battles where you could fight.
All heroes for no
Yeah.
reason. And
Yeah,
it's
but
just
that
like,
was-
Dooku could fight Han Solo, and I mean,
that's true. But that was like an
Why-
all hero. They might have that game mode still, or they might try it. I don't know.
the only thing I'm disappointed is still that we don't get Galactic Conquest. So
Yeah, but you know what we do have? We've got super battle droids.
Christopher Columbus strikes again.
You guys
Oh,
know that was
no.
funny. I hate you.
well, I'm excited for Battlefront 2. I like how they're bringing on all three eras, the prequels, the original trilogy, and the new movies that they have coming out, and bringing all those characters and stuff.
Hi, yeah, good one.
Oh,
That
something,
wasn't even a joke. That was a legit statement.
something I wanted to bring up is it sounds like they're saying all the DLC is free.
That's
Yes.
what it. Yes, I've read.
That there's not a seasons pass.
So they're gonna
Correct.
have different seasons.
That doesn't
of
sound like EA to me.
yeah, that's
Really?
what. I
sketchy.
I'd be willing to pay like 15 more bucks for a game if they just never charged me for DLC again. But I mean, don't tell them that if they're gonna charge me 60 for this one.
So what I
I'm
heard
fine with
was
that.
there's like different seasons of like maps and guns that are going to come out, and it all comes out like different. Like I don't know if it's fall or whatever,
Yeah.
but
Kind of like the way they
be
did with
different.
their seasons pass now, but it costs
Yeah.
you nothing,
yeah.
which is exciting because
They s-
every single game nickels and dimes you for the dumbest things now.
True.
So
Like Destiny. Here's a game, and then here's 3 other ones.
And then
Give us
here's
$60.
microtransactions that we added just at the very end, so you could do a cool emote dance thing.
Every game does that now, though. Microtransactions.
I can't name a game that doesn't have microtransactions.
Well, that's because
right
those
now.
big AAA games that we always talk about are run by the big companies that need to make money to
Yeah,
produce
because
the big games.
$60 is no longer covering all the expenses.
They don't need microtransactions. They're just like we're gonna milk
Well,
everybody.
they're a company and they want to make profits, and the easiest way to
They
do
already
that
make
is-
profit off of each game.
Well, yeah, but you got to make more.
Yeah, they're, yeah.
Duh.
It's so stupid.
Corporate
Well, you make more, you make bigger games.
Just a quick reminder, everybody: there is no ethical consumer in capitalism.
Well, I'm excited for Battlefront 2, but
good.
they kind of threw a curveball at us with this game that we're going to talk about next, A Way Out, which really I didn't hear anything about it. I think it was just something they showed at E3 out of nowhere.
It's EA does a partnership, like they not produce. They let it like an indie company make a game that they want, and they're like, here we'll have the avenue for you to mass produce it and get it to the people, and it's really interesting. It's a multiplayer
Like
co-op.
split screen. The split screen thing was throwing me off because it's like split screen, but it's also online.
Yeah. So you can be sitting next to the person you're playing with, or you can play miles
Yeah.
away. So,
What do you
but
mean?
it's always split screen
But it's always split screen, so there's always like
There's 2
there's
screens, even though if you're
always-
far away. Why?
yes,
because
Do you have to be
the
on
every
their
story-
screen?
because the player that you're playing with, their story matters to what you're doing, because you're doing something and building off of what they do to get out of prison.
I don't think we. Oh, there we
Yes.
go. Now we just said it.
They're finding a way
Yeah.
out of
a
prison.
way out of prison.
We
We're
didn't
both
say that
criminals,
till
yeah.
just now.
Plot of the game is just you add 2 words to the title.
So
A
that's
way
it?
out of
Of
prison.
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 That's
It's
it. All
to-
they're doing is breaking out of prison.
Well, yeah, but it shows like in the trailer, like a development that
Up.
once you get out, there's a lot more stuff going on.
And then
in
you
the
go
story.
to like a Brazilian prison and you're in there for a while. As a prison bake reference. Bake?
Prison Bake reference.
Oh,
I
no.
love
Prison
baking.
Bake?
Yeah.
They
I know
got
what you're
budget
talking
Hugh
about.
Jackman and a guy with a nose bigger than mine, so that's pretty interesting. Another one? Seriously?
It's not our fault you're making bad jokes.
Oh no. Poor Lucas. Here's a fidget spinner.
Okay. I just thought it was very interesting, and it's very intriguing, and it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's a fun looking idea. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if it'll be good, but I like that it's different.
I like how E3 has that way of like throwing random curveballs at us because we're all expecting these big games like Battlefront 2 and Call of Duty or whatever.
When you push out like that many games a year, it kind of makes sense that one of them's gonna be like, "Whoa, that's weird."
Yeah.
So I mean, how many? They put out way too many games.
They
I mean, it's not like they
yeah.
are doing it. They're just like the manufacturer of all the games, and they get to put their soundbite at the beginning of the sports ones. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
you don't have to do it again.
I don't want to have to pay another $20 for it. So
Yeah,
I'm a guest. So I don't have to pay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So overall, what do you think about EA's conference at E3?
I thought they started pretty well. I mean, a lot of people are like, sports games. So, but I thought I'd give them a B.
I think
B.
they showed enough
We're giving
with,
them letter grades. All
with
right.
Battlefront being free and them doing something different with A Way Out. It looks interesting.
What
I
about
agree.
you, Ricky?
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I didn't care enough.
You know what?
But from hearing
Because,
about it, us
uh,
talking about it, what would you?
What would you say? Like from our feedback, what would you say? What letter grade?
I'd give it a really low C.
All right.
I don't care.
Okay.
C for care.
a really
Don't.
low C.
I'll go with Tanner with that B. I like the drum line at the beginning. That was cool. Did you guys see that?
With the Tom Brady jerseys
Yes,
on?
that's so
Heck yeah,
stupid.
man.
Okay, never mind. B minus. So this week we didn't do a cleaning under the bed segment because this is kind of going to take place of that because we're very angry about this next company's presentation at E3. Bethesda, what are you doing?
Welcome to Bethesda Land.
Where we have no games that you actually want.
Seriously, it's bad. It's just disappointing.
I didn't even write down what games came out
So
to talk about because I don't want to talk about them.
Wolfenstein 2.
2 and The
Hadn't
Evil
played the
Within
first
2.
one, so don't care about that franchise.
But Fallout VR, where you're going to spend multiple hours with a headset on.
I will.
That's I don't.
That was
Have
probably
you
their
even
best
played
thing
VR?
of
That
that
was-
conference, and
You
I
have,
don't
and
have
you don't
VR.
think it's awesome?
It's
I-
amazing.
It's great for like a short experience that like most VR games are now, but like Fallout, like the whole Fallout game.
I
being-
want to play it, and I'm gonna get more into it than I was.
I don't
You're
know that's
get a
gonna
treadmill
happen.
too and actually walk
Well,
whenever
they
you
said
walk in.
Skyrim's VR too.
It's actually kind of a good idea, but
Skyrim was also
can't
VR,
control.
but like Fallout, can you imagine like a Deathclaw rolling up on you in VR and you actually just like using your eyes?
Imagine-
it's like right there.
imagine when you're in like one of the dark places and you turn around and there's, what's that
The
ugly dude
ghouls.
with the Patriot hat on? He's one of the ghouls in Fallout 4. I can't remember his name.
You
I
mean
know what you're
Preston
talking about.
Garvey?
No, that's not who I'm talking about.
He just comes out of the darkness like, hey, there's a new settlement that needs your help.
Other than that, I thought it was a big disappointment because I have the PlayStation VR, so I'm gonna play it.
I'm not saying that it's
Mr.
gonna be
Rich over there with the PlayStation VR.
I don't have VR,
Okay.
so I that part didn't matter as much to me. And the game franchises that they did announce are the only two of like Bethesda that I don't play.
Well, they did announce Skyrim Legends, a card game, which is a giant disappointment.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
they
that
announced
actually
a card
thing?
game.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Is
it
it-
was like
They're all into mobile games now. Are you joking? How unprofessional!
I'm so sorry.
they're all into mobile games because of the whole microtransaction thing again.
Nice.
Because it's like it's free, but then you got to pay
It's the
$10
easiest- yeah.
for this card of.
It's the easiest to make and
so
make
wait,
the
it's a
most
mobile
money off
card
of.
game or like legitimately it's a card game?
It's a
It's
mobile card
mobile
game.
card game.
That's even worse.
I know.
I
Yeah.
figured they were gonna go like base it off of like Magic or something.
I'm
No.
sure that's how it is on the app, but it's on an app, so who cares? You know.
That's bad.
It's very
Why would they do
disappointing,
that? That's so
because
dumb.
because microtransactions.
I know for real. What else? I'm trying to think of like what else they announced.
Nothing that anyone who's a fan of Bethesda cared about.
Their whole presentation was like throwing me off the whole time. It was like this kiddie, like, "Hey, we're in Bethesda Land" thing, and I was not digging it at all.
Yeah, they actually set up Bethesda Land at E3.
I
which
thought
I
you
think
were
would be
joking
cool.
when you said E3 Land or
No,
E3
no,
Land,
but that,
Bethesda
no,
Land.
I know.
Yeah.
You would think that
Yeah,
that's
that's what
like
they
a joke or
actually
something.
did.
But
And
they
so
had some
showed
corny
all their
announcer.
stuff, and it was kind of just
the whole.
Or when they announced Skyrim, that's a Switch
That
on
was
Nintendo.
on the
Oof,
Nintendo Switch,
that was dumb.
which
that's a Lucas.
buy a
tangent.
real gaming
Most-
system if you have a Switch.
Like every other conference that everyone held, they had a bunch of presenters come out and everything. But Bethesda's was just like that one video. It was a whole video, just like all the trailers cut together, and then the Bethesda land.
And
in
then the
between.
guy walked out and said, "That's bananas, right,
That's
guys?"
bananas. And
Uh,
so
Hello, fellow kids.
Oh my goodness.
He just like had banana. Just like that. Stem first.
yeah. And I think we're just disappointed. At least I'm disappointed because they didn't announce another Elder Scrolls game because it's been 9 years since the last one, and I want another one.
What about the online one?
The online
They
one.
did announce their expansion
Yeah.
for ESO, which
Another $60 expansion, right?
Yep.
is it?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was $60. I was expecting like maybe like 20 or 30. I know their expansions. That's usually what their expansions had been, but I know this one's big. So
Yeah.
and it's
you-
Morrowind. I
can go
love
back to
Morrowind.
Morrowind.
Is my favorite place to go to in the Elder Scrolls, but it's not good. I didn't play it.
If
Like you
Elder
pl-
Scrolls Online was a good game, I'd play it.
Didn't you buy it?
yeah, it's
Yes.
Do
yeah.
you still have it?
I had
No.
it downloaded
you
until
go.
a couple days ago.
Nope. I just wouldn't
It's too
waste my
big.
money on it.
It's
It's a
too big,
massive
and it's
game.
not. I don't play it enough to keep it. It's like 80 gigs on my PS4. And I can't do it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's too much.
It's 80 gigs, and they have a massive expansion coming.
Coming. Yeah.
That's insane. That's
That's
They sell hard drives with it. They're like a bundle.
they should.
yeah. What are we talking about next here, Caleb?
Yeah.
Next up is the Xbox One X.
That is correct.
4K,
actually.
4K, 4K.
Yeah, we're talking about Microsoft, their conference, which was basically just an Xbox conference. What were you guys' first impression of the Xbox One X?
It's more
Unnecessary.
powerful than the PS4 Pro.
Ricky says unnecessary. Elaborate, please.
Consoles are bad. Get a PC.
We got our PC spokesman over there.
Finally.
I mean, why pay $500 for a console that you're gonna get a new one in like a year or like 3? Just get a PC and be with it for forever.
That is true.
And
Yeah,
be,
It's
it'd be
not
way
a bad
better than
argument
console.
now that the Xbox X is like $500,
That's not what we're talking about anyway.
but
I'm not even talking about myself.
oh, okay.
I was ranting. It's not time for that clean under the bed thing. That's later. But
we just did that.
Yeah, we just did that.
We just did
oh, we are doing that right now.
No, we're not.
continue
we
it
just did
if you
that.
want.
Yeah, keep going. Go ahead.
If you want to rant about something, go ahead, man.
I already got my rant out. Everyone knows. It's Gucci. We'll keep going.
All right.
Right.
You were saying, Lucas?
I was saying that it's not a super bad idea to invest in a PC now because a little bit more expensive than an Xbox One X is like $500 now. A PC, you can get a pretty good pre-built PC or go find one on Craigslist for that much money.
That's what I did. I bought mine for like $400, and it's really good. You just gotta shop around.
I know Tanner's shaking. His
I'm
head
just,
over there.
I just like, I'm a console gamer because it's easy. I feel like PC, if you want a good one,
But have you ever played PC before? Like
No.
you think it's
That's
like,
why I'm easy. I
You'd
think
think
it's
it's
easy.
like difficult to do that, but it's really not that hard.
Are you talking about difficult in like you have to use the keyboard to play? Because you don't.
difficult
Yeah, you
is
don't have
in
to do
no,
that.
no, no. Difficult is in
Like a setup.
setting it
Yeah.
up, getting a good one.
Well, if you buy a pre-built one, they already have like all of the programs already running, and you just have to maybe buy Steam or download Steam and then start buying games.
That being said, pre-builts are gonna be like $100 more than if you, or more than that if you just built it. But still, it's.
But
kinda
that's what
worth
the
it.
thing. It's to me, it's cheaper. In a PS4, I can just slap it down and go.
Yeah,
I
it is
understand.
convenient though. I
That's
understand.
that's my thing. Is
Uh-huh.
I've always been.
But you
like
play
that.
games
You can
so,
just- you
so
can just
much,
go
so
to
you don't really
GameStop.
need a convenient thing. You can have. It's not like it's inconvenient to have one, but it's going to be set up for a long time. You're not going to move it around, so you don't need to have just a box that has everything in it, and then just have one monitor. You can have the PC and then like 12 monitors, a dope keyboard, cool
do not have
mouse,
12
an
monitors.
RGB mouse pad, RGB RAM in it.
Oh yeah.
Sure, man.
You know what? Sold. I'm sold on it.
Got it. We got our first buyer.
You should sell PCs for a living, man. You really sold it. But back to the Xbox One X.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
I forgot we were talking about it.
It has 6 teraflops of something, which means something
which
important.
yeah. You were saying
Compared to the PS4s.
you had it compared to something on a
4.2?
PC you were talking about earlier.
First off, teraflop is not a real term.
Okay,
It's
well,
a buzzword.
Yeah. It is equivalent, apparently, to this article that I Googled, and that was the first one I looked at, and I'm going to go with that. It says it's equivalent to a GTX 1070, which GTX 1070s, I believe, range from, this is kind of, if you don't know what any of this is, and it's kind of relevant to you, but it's 4 gigs of VRAM to 6 gigs of VRAM, which is really good, surprisingly good. So they're
I don't
Their claim of-
understand what any of this does.
the more VRAM, the better it is. How about that?
Well, what's a teraflop?
Nothing.
it's not a thing.
They just made it up.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It's a word that they made up because teraflops. I'm pretty sure that was a thing in like Back to the Future or something like that. Where they said it's like,
1.21.
oh no, it was gigawatts. Yeah, not
It was
teraflops,
gigawatts, wasn't it?
but- Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's not really a word either.
No, that's a fake word. That's
Yeah,
made up.
They just kind of make it up, and it sounds cooler than VRAM.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, but yeah, it's not bad. So their claim of 60 FPS, 4K, yeah, probably. If you have the
works.
right monitor and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why get that when you can? The PS4 is the Pro is cheaper, and it's not going to
Is it
run
really?
as well. It's
It
like
is.
$100 cheaper.
And they say it runs on 4K as well. I don't know if it's 60 frames per second on 4K, but
I
Yep.
said
it's
it
close.
but
is
Halo.
for the most point. Yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part.
I'm sure most games would run like 60 frames on that.
Yeah.
Which,
What?
if you don't know what frames per second is, or Comic-Con,
So frames per second are basically like
how smooth it runs.
the Comic-Con
Yeah.
of how smooth
60
it runs.
FPS Comic Con, man. Those are
yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
What games did they show? They showed a new Forza at the Microsoft Con
Yep.
thing.
Racing game.
And a beast of a Porsche.
Yeah, the new 911 Porsche that all Porsche fans don't really care that was unveiled there. Or all the Xbox
All
people don't
Xbox
care.
fans really don't
don't
care.
Yeah. But Forza looks good.
For
Dynamic puddles.
Is that one of the
Yeah,
features?
that was literally one of the things they said.
Hey, that's important.
Dynamic puddles.
That's important in racing.
But the
I would say.
okay. Anyway.
Caleb was super
But
offended by that.
They also talked about Anthem, the new EA game. Like
Yeah.
it was a
The new BioWare
Partnership.
thing that made Mass Effect really, really bad because they took the whole team of BioWare. Dude, I hate you so much, Tanner.
thanks, man.
Anthem looks good. It's like a bunch of games combined into one, and it's BioWare's new IP. And BioWare is the people that make Mass Effect and Dragon Age.
Yeah. I thought it looked pretty interesting, but it also looked a lot like Destiny, which to me is a really bad game.
It was very
So-
similar.
You didn't like Destiny?
No, I thought it was a terrible waste of time for anyone.
It was pretty fun. It's a little grindy, but that's kind of fun.
You only played it at the beginning though. It got a
no,
lot better.
oh, dude, I didn't play any of the raids because we had no friends. I was playing with
Same.
my friends at in my apartment. So I mean, it was just us, but yeah, it was pretty fun though.
Yeah,
I was really good at it.
I think it has the good things and bad things about it.
The whole how really grindy you have to go to the different planets and get the resources.
If you want to stay on top, you have to grind.
It's coming
so
on, but it's still
much.
pretty fun though. I don't think it was a terrible game.
No,
They could have done better, but yeah.
Definitely could have done better.
I think they flopped on the story. Is what the biggest thing were people saying. They tried to do something really vague, and it didn't work out.
I totally agree.
But hopefully, Anthem does not do that. I mean, they have a lot of people working on it, and it looks pretty interesting.
Some pretty good storytellers
It's
at
third person.
BioWare,
Yeah,
so
it's
could be good.
a little different.
Could be better than Destiny.
When does
could
that
be
come
worse.
out? Do you know?
No
They
idea.
didn't give a date, I don't think.
Probably next year then.
I think they said 2018.
Okay.
So look for it October, November.
It's usually that's the big ticket times.
Yeah.
Gift
like,
Christmas.
yeah.
But is that set in the future or some sort of
I don't know.
dystopian
I can't tell.
something?
Everything's set in a
Society?
dystopian something
Yeah, it's
nowadays.
it looks. I'm pretty sure it's obviously it's future because there's rigs and whatnot. But
Laser weapons.
yeah,
yeah.
but I don't know if it's set in a different planet or whatever. So I
What
don't-
Sorry. I was gonna say, what about Shadow of Wardor?
Yeah, War.
Shadow of Wardor.
I
Lord
am
of the Rings.
super excited for that.
I absolutely loved the first game.
I love anything. It's Lord of the Rings. So
The first one, how did it end? It was like the two main characters were like the war has just begun or something like that.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
the
the- 'cause
game
they-
is on.
Because, like, what happens in the first one, like, your whole family gets killed, and you get killed, but you, like, get attached to this wraith spirit who created the ring.
yes,
ring.
yeah, the one ring to rule them all. Yeah.
Yeah, and so at the end of the first game, you kill the guy who killed your family, and then but you figure out, oh, there's this whole war coming, and so they're continuing this whole thing, and the gameplay in that, the game I'm
Yes.
talking about right
Yeah,
now
the gameplay, yeah.
is very much very much like the Batman Arkham games.
Yeah.
The mechanics work the same, and
Just
I love
hit X as fast as you can.
And the
Yeah.
counters
yes.
hit a
That's how it
triangle
was in
occasionally.
the first one anyway, right? It was just
Mhm.
kind of it was very similar.
Yeah,
Really fun.
I think the combat has pretty much stayed the same, but they're just adding on to it, and I like the whole.
So you get a grapnel gun this time?
I hope so. But
No.
I like the whole you go through the army of the. What are they called?
Mordor? Orcs?
They're called orcs, okay. But what are the special ones?
Orcai? Is that what you're talking about? I'm pretty sure it's Orcai. I feel bad.
Isn't
now.
it?
How about we
Urix?
just decide it's
Urix?
Orcai?
Yeah, that could be right. You might be right about that. You're right.
We're talking about orcs anyway. But
Yeah.
you make through the orc army and you like kill a bunch of people and you can get allies if you possess them or
The
whatever.
Nemesis system that they had from the first
It
game.
was really cool. I really liked that game. You can
Yeah.
ride a dragon now. So,
Really, I did not see that at all.
so that's what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness.
It's a really good game though. It was fun to like knock out all the big war gods and stuff. What
Yeah.
is that what they're called? War
Mhm.
gods?
Warlords.
Warlords. War gods is something else. It's a good game though.
It's a step higher.
When
than
does that come out?
Warlords.
Again next year?
Yeah, I think it's next year.
I want it.
I think it's early 2018. But I am so excited for that game. So
Yeah, the first one was amazing. So I'm sure the second one's gonna be good, unless they
Yeah.
somehow mess it up,
I don't know.
which would be amazing.
I don't
Honestly.
think they could mess.
It's
that
such an
game up.
easy concept
Yeah.
though. They just have to like copy and paste from the first one, but just continue the really boring basic story just a bit. That's what I wasn't even there for the game or for the story. I was there for the gameplay because it was a Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah, I like getting into like a big group of orcs and like killing them all, like 50 of them, just going ham. So that was a lot of fun.
I'm curious how it's gonna tie in with the movies because.
Is that a thing? Is it gonna tie
It's
in?
gonna have to because if Sauron's back, Gollum. They gotta Gollum. I guess he was in those for a second.
Oh,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
It's got to tie in
He's
some
actually
way.
like the main story, kind of, because he tells the backstory of the other, like the Wraith dude,
That's true.
where
yeah.
he came from and how he built the ring. Or
You
whatever.
have to follow his footsteps.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's really grindy. It's really boring.
Yeah.
But
Good game.
don't let that discourage you from playing it. It's a good game.
Good game.
Pretty sure it's only like $20 too. So take
Tanner
it.
still needs to go play the first one. I think.
Yeah,
don't
I
think he's
do.
played.
I just never played. I've never seen a Lord.
Here,
Thanks,
it's right
man.
here. It's right here.
I've never seen a Lord of the Rings movie either. So
There's no way
Things-
that's true.
no, I really haven't.
No, that's definitely true.
What?
Never.
Well, that's kind of
Bro,
what we do.
you have like the box. We both have the box set.
I don't have the box set. I only have the Hobbit movies.
Hmm.
You don't
Ooh.
have the Lord of the Rings movies?
No,
thought
I
you had
borrowed
the
I borrowed
extended
those
edition.
from my homeboy Steven.
Yeah. Shout out.
My homeboy. Well, Tanner, if you wanna watch them, I have the box set, my dude.
All right, I don't.
Yeah,
but
but
thanks,
say you
though.
probably don't. Also, if you
They're
want to watch
so
Harry
long.
Potter, I
They're
have the box set.
fantastic movies, though. Like
But they're so long.
it doesn't
They're
matter.
good
They're
though.
worth
It doesn't feel like it's that long. I promise you.
Really
Anyway,
not.
back
You'll be
to
invested and
E3.
you'll
The
think it's
whole
good.
reason we were here.
Yes.
What's who's next? Who are we talking about next?
Well, are we gonna let's give Microsoft a grade for their thing for their 4K presentation.
D.
Yeah.
I'll
I-
give them a C.
I've been a PS4
I mean-
and Sony guy. Like it was a good. And
They
I'm
did show some
interested in,
good
like,
things,
one
and I
of the
think-
games, but
I think the Xbox One X could be a good system. I just think it's overpriced.
Yeah, the price for
you've
it.
always bought
kinda kills
Sony
it.
stuff, so you'll.
Yeah,
you,
I'm-
it doesn't
I'm not
really
gonna
matter to you
buy
that much. I'd give it.
It
a B.
looks good, but I'm not gonna buy it.
Their
All
big
right.
claim is that since it's got the 6.5 teraflop graphics card in it, and that card alone costs just under $400, that it's a decently priced thing. It's not.
If
It's still ridiculous.
I knew I was gonna buy an Xbox or own an Xbox at any point, I would probably be pretty excited because Forza looks good. So they have a couple exclusives that look okay. State of Decay 2 is interesting, and Anthem looked pretty cool. So I'd give it a B.
A B?
That's a little high, my
Yeah.
dude.
Wow.
Being a little bit generous.
I'm saying if I had an Xbox, I'm trying to be.
Okay, well you don't. So what's your
Unbiased.
grade
Okay.
without it?
I'm not gonna own anything, so I'd probably just average. I'll give it a C.
Wait a minute. Holy crap. We forgot to talk about something.
Yes.
Super duper graphics pack on Minecraft.
A plus plus.
Yeah, on the
Change
Xbox
my
One
4K.
X.
Change mine.
Yeah. Because that game needs to be 4K.
That was definitely a joke, so we're gonna move
It's
on.
blocks.
Let's move on to Sony's conference. We're all Sony people in here. At least 3 of
We're
us.
Sony's cronies, my dude.
Wow.
I have a PS4, so I guess that can be in that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about.
It's an expensive Netflix machine.
Oh, yeah, dude. Bro. Hey, hold up. I watch Hulu, too. All right?
Okay.
Back up a bit.
Um,
Anyway.
Tanner, you're excited for the new God of War that's coming out.
Yeah, have you guys ever played God of War?
Never played one.
It's
So,
it's fantastic.
I had the God of War PSP. Never played it.
like the special
Yeah.
edition PSP.
And I didn't play
Oh
it at
my
all. I
goodness.
think I lost it like as soon as I got home. Because I
That's-
bought a different game with it and I threw that one away.
You're
Just
like,
played the
no,
other
I want
game.
to play this other one.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It's probably bad.
But that's what I always like. My favorite movie growing up was Hercules, and I loved mythology and things like that. And God of War is like insane, and it's one of the best. It's a button masher, but it's a fun button masher. So
I think
I've only heard good things about it, so I
Yeah.
mean, I'm
It's-
sure they're good.
it's a lot of fun. I haven't played all of the games. I played 1 through 3. I haven't played any of the more recent ones.
That's Naughty Dog too,
They were
right?
the first like quick
Yes.
time
That sounds
event.
right.
They make
That
good
is-
games. So, I mean,
They were the first like quick time event, like
Like-
watching cutscene but hitting a button and happening.
They
kinda
were
opened the
pretty
door
big
there.
in making that a thing. Which I mean, thanks
That
for
prob-
that.
yeah.
Not, but
Yeah, not really.
I'm interested because the main character Kratos, right? That's his name.
yeah. But he's gonna be
He's-
Norse this time instead of Greek. He'll be so. It's a whole different direction.
He's like an old man now, and he has a son in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
think that's really cool.
Yeah. So it's really interesting.
Is it Naughty Dog? Because they probably just like saw The Last of Us and like, oh, we could do something. With
We could
that.
do another kid thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Naughty Dog.
sidetracked a bit. Isn't there going to be a second Last of Us?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Sony
don't-
didn't show that at their press conference.
Yeah,
I was
they
really
didn't.
sad about it.
Probably because they're like, we're gonna make this a good game. See you in 2019.
Hey, that's fine with me.
Probably.
If they make it a really good game, and it takes till 2019.
Tanner has to play that too.
Yeah, I still haven't played that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
what?
haven't played Last of
Was
Us.
that supposed to bring you that?
Someone was.
I'm still finishing.
Actually, wait a
the remastered.
minute. No, he
Mhm.
bought it. That's right.
Yeah,
he
he
bought
bought
it
it.
recently.
It's Santa Monica Studio.
Oh,
God of War.
Oh.
oops.
So I don't know who
Oops.
that is.
No idea.
Never heard.
Have
of
they
them
been making
before.
them all along, or is it just now they're making it?
It may just be just now. No, no. That's
It's always
that's
been
the
that
only
thing?
thing they made. Like a big thing is God of War, and that's it.
Okay.
But I
We're
mean,
doing
it's
a pretty
pretty
good
good
job.
track record.
Yeah.
So it's always like a fun game. But another thing I enjoyed with Sony was, again, because I have VR, some of their VR showcase
They
stuff.
had a long segment of that.
Yeah, some games. I don't know. Some of them look weird, but that's what VR is a lot of right now, is
Very
weird
indie.
stuff.
Yeah, it's not
But the thing I don't understand is they had a Final Fantasy game
the
for VR, but it's fishing.
I saw that. I was like, oh, okay, Final
It's
Fantasy
seriously-
something.
Fishing Final
And
Fantasy.
it's just
game.
them fishing.
Yeah, maybe it's something more, but if there's a demo, I'll try it. So,
If there's a demo, I'll try.
like, it's just such a weird thing. VR's fun, and they have a lot of fun-looking stuff, but I'm definitely down for the fishing game.
They're also
Retirement simulator.
Hey,
Just sit back on.
what's weird is that Job Simulator is my favorite game that I've played on
Really?
VR. Because I mean,
It looks pretty fun.
it's pretty funny and it's pretty stupid, but I enjoyed it. It's you just do jobs as a robot and it's hilarious.
like an office worker. You're
Yeah.
like a mechanic. Grocery
at-
store, I think.
It's a convenience store.
Convenience
Yeah,
store.
because you get robbed and it's funny.
We
That's
talked about it.
hilarious.
We talked about it a little bit earlier whenever we were talking about Bethesda.
Yep.
They announced the Skyrim VR at the Sony.
They did.
Is it the full game for Skyrim, or
I-
is it just?
I believe it is the full game. I don't know if it's a special edition. I'm pretty sure it's
It's a,
the full game.
Why can't they make another Elder Scrolls if they have this time to make it?
I think
to
Bethesda's
remaster it again, to put it on the Switch, to make it VR. Actually, the only thing that's VR in Skyrim VR is the intro scene where you pick your character, and then it just goes back to regular, so you
Let's-
can't see what he looks like.
Let's be honest. If you could sell the same game for like 10 years and make a load of money, just like remastering it or
I
putting
bought
it
it
on
twice.
a different console, I bought it twice
I
as
bought
well.
GTA
So did
3
I.
times. So
Seriously,
I'm not saying I wasn't excited for the remaster. I'm just saying, when are we gonna get a new one?
they're probably I don't know.
Never.
It took them like a really long time to make Fallout 4, and that was a big letdown. So if they take longer to make a good Elder Scrolls, I'll be okay with that.
You
Just like how Red Dead Redemption got pushed back till spring, I'm okay with them taking the time if it's good.
Sorry, Bethesda, we had a rant on you again.
You thought you were you thought
you
we were
safe.
done. You
there's no
Maddie-
escape.
Maddie B raps. You thought it was over.
Of all references to make there, wow.
That's Maddie B raps. That's my boy.
Since we kind of talked about remastering a little bit, they are releasing a remastered edition of Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh yeah. Never
I-
played that.
I never played it. I watched my brother play the entire thing, and some of that game was way before its time. Just like the amount of
How-
like the scale of that, just like you're
Yeah.
climbing something that's
Huge.
Incredibly
That's the
huge.
first thing you do. Like You start the game and then you fight a Colossus, the first one,
Yep.
and you have to climb up it, and it's a huge thing. And it is amazing. And that game came out I don't know how long ago,
long
but it
time ago.
looks
It was a
fantastic.
PS2 game. It wasn't a PS3 game.
Oh,
It was a
really?
PS2.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I only
PS2,
first played it
wow.
on PS3. I didn't even know it was a PS2
It
game.
was a PS2 game.
Yeah, that game is beautiful for being that old.
Mm-hmm.
The remaster is. I'm sure they're just gonna be. Imagine how like HD it'll look now, because it looked fantastic
I
in
think
the trailer.
it'll probably get a lot of praise because I know there's like stuff that has like come out that's similar to that, but that was the first that did it, and it's still like a very interesting story, and it's very
Weird,
it-
yeah.
It's a very weird story, but it tells it in a really good way, and actually, it's super in depth and
Yeah.
it like really it's gripping.
Yeah, it's a very very cool game.
So whenever you're watching your brother play it, was it like watching a movie or is it like watching a video game?
It was a little of both because the game's not really set up like a movie. Like if I was watching like The Last of Us, it'd be like watching a movie. But Shadow of Colossus like was just like watching. This is gonna sound like really stupid, but like art. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was not like a cinematic experience. Like it wasn't.
No.
But
It was.
it was pretty.
It was fun just to
It's
see him
beautiful
try and
and-
figure out. My brother's like one of the most intelligent people I know, and I thought he was having trouble like figuring out how to do, and like figure out each boss to do.
2005.
Like 2005, dang.
Came out October 18th, 2005.
Wow.
That's old.
Why'd you have to steal that from Ricky, man?
Yeah, man. I was waiting. I was in the queue for
it's
talking.
actually, it's actually I did it, but you said it first. I was just.
Oh yeah, I didn't know why you didn't say it. I thought you could have just.
I was just
interjected.
showing like, hey, look at this.
That's crazy. That's not.
Oh well.
But it's just really it's just watching each boss like it progressively gets harder.
It was hard from the jump,
they get,
though.
They get really different. Like they just send you out there. They don't even give you. I don't know if there's like
There's
a
a-
tutorial, but there's
Barely,
like
it's barely
kind
a
of a
tutorial.
tutorial
It's like,
boss.
here's how you move.
now
die
climb,
now.
climb this thing. It
Hey,
was
but that's
really
the
cool.
best though. You get to figure it out yourself
That's
instead
true.
of someone holding your hand. That's so
Yeah, yeah.
annoying. In
Tutorial
every game-
levels can be the
every
worst
Call of Duty,
thing.
it's like hold B to crouch. I know.
Thanks.
Okay.
I've played about 1,000 of these. Appreciate it though.
If you don't know how to crouch,
Dude.
you shouldn't be playing games.
Yeah.
Did they announce Call of Duty World War II at the Sony press conference?
did.
as
They didn't.
well?
I mean, not
didn't
announced
announce
it,
it.
but they showed the.
They showed some.
A
A
multiplayer.
game mode, right?
Was that supposed to be multiplayer?
I don't know.
Because I saw like I think I watched that video on YouTube of them showing that, and it said multiplayer reveal, and I was like, this doesn't look like multiplayer at all. This looks like a campaign thing.
Was it because it was missing jetpacks?
It's because it was missing Josh Duhamel. Is what
Josh
it was
Duhamel.
Who's that?
Duhamel.
He's
You
an
know,
actor.
Really?
man, I'm trying to think of. He's in Transformers. The
Marky Mark?
soldier. No, the soldier.
Yeah, it's
And the
Mark
first one?
Wahlberg, but we just got him confused and named
Josh
him
Duhamel
something
is
completely
Mark
different.
Is it TJ Miller?
No, T.J. Miller.
Shia LaBeouf? I'm running out of names. Keep going.
Danny McBride?
He's not in Transformers, is he?
No,
Nice
that's the
callback.
answer from last episode where I couldn't think of the actor.
Oh,
Thank you, Vincent.
I didn't watch it, so I don't really care.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, let's move on to Spider-Man.
Oh, throwback
looks
to
so
the
good.
GameCube one with the A1 mechanics, and you can go above everything and still swing somehow. If
Yeah,
it's
you-
like that, if it's like that,
You go above the buildings and you can still
And it's
swing.
just, what am I gripping to right now?
Yeah.
he just has like a bunch of helicopters flying around. He just kind of gets them and starts swinging, you know.
Uh-huh.
They're just all in hover mode, completely over him, but you can't
It's
see
just
them.
like you remember in The Simpsons when they had all those helicopters drop that dome in the movie, and they dropped the dome on top of them. It's like that, but they're just constantly there.
Okay.
No,
Uh-uh.
But
but for real though,
I don't remember
the
that movie.
mechanics from what they showed, because I watched a little bit of the trailer, it looks really fun actually. Like it looks really crisp in the movements, and that's what I want in the game.
I'm afraid that like you'll have to be like really good at that game because like some of the moves he's pulling off while he was just fighting people.
That is a dude that has worked on this game and
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
I feel like I'm gonna be in that game. I'm just gonna be like shooting webs the entire time. Like, what am I doing? No.
I feel
I'm sure it's pretty intuitive. You'll just get it. You'll pick it up and you'll know what to do.
I will not be. It will not be as fluent as what that guy was playing in the gameplay demo.
No, it looks like Batman Arkham games. Whenever you're in a predator situation, And so I think it's basically up to you to not screw it up. And that guy didn't, but I probably will.
My favorite thing that they showed in that trailer was the web shooter trip mine thing, where he knocked that guy out and that guy hurt him, so he's like, "Oh, I gotta go check it out," and then he gets hit with this web thing and it pulls him back and it attaches him to a wall, and I was like, "That's
Yeah.
the coolest thing I've ever seen."
He kind of like lured that guy over there
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get trip mined.
It did give a very Batman Arkham kind of vibe.
Like you've got these tools that you can use to figure it out, and I'm excited for it. There hasn't been a Spider-Man game, a good Spider-Man game, since the one on the
I like-
GameCube.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2. What are you talking about, dude? Come on.
Oh, that was on
the
PS2.
Amazing
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2
No.
with Electro in it. Jamie Foxx is Electro.
Okay. No,
Freaking
stop.
dope.
I need to seriously question what you think is good and what's not. If you're saying that's good.
Obviously a joke.
I've been doing that for years,
Eh.
but all right.
Yeah.
I think I forgot what I was gonna say, but
I think I also forgot what I was going to say.
yeah, I don't know.
So let's any other games you guys want to hit on from the Sony?
Days Gone.
Oh yeah,
I am
Days Gone, the new zombie game.
So it's like
Oh,
World War Z
yeah,
meets
I know what you're talking about.
The Last of
I
Us.
saw a little
sort
bit of
of.
that.
I remember them showing like a clip, and it was like this dude just running away from like
On a bridge.
a
So
million
many.
zombies.
I love zombie games.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'll pretty much buy. I bought 7 Days to Die, and that's like an awful game, but I love zombie games, so I bought it anyway. That game looks incredible. I don't think I've seen a zombie game with that amount of zombies on screen before, like ever.
Yeah, that's
and
true. Yeah,
they're
that's
rendered really well
It-
too. They're not like
The
clipping through
yeah,
each
no,
other.
they're not. They're
It's
not.
like
Yeah,
they're not like just one thing.
no.
It looks like they're actual like individual zombies, which
Yeah.
is actually pretty impressive.
yeah.
I was watching a gameplay demo, and he sneaks past some zombies, and then he's like, "Oh, I need to use them to fight these. I guess they're criminals. It's a post-apocalypse, but the
Yeah.
like bandits." So he blows open a portion of their base, and the sound attracts them, and then just like a horde of zombies goes and takes out people. It was
And to add to that,
yes,
the explosion looked really good too.
yes.
And it had like a whole bunch of like particle effects, and like the stuff actually exploded. You could see like the boards flying. It looked really good, which
The-
is a small thing in a zombie game, but it's a big thing for me.
So the only thing that was a little suspicious to me was I know the character is a biker, and he has a bike, and I'm sure your bike is going to be a big part of that game. Just it didn't look like that was going to be like the driving or the riding for the bike didn't look like it was going to be that great.
It's just like a huge open world, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And you have a motorcycle to go around.
Yep.
So it's gonna be like what's those games where you have those crazy vehicles? They made
Mad
like
Max?
3 or 4. What is it? No,
Mad
no,
Max?
no.
Is that Mad Max?
I forget what they're called.
Mad Max was kind of like that. I don't know.
But like, there's like that airport vehicle that just has like chainsaws like duct taped to it, and you just go around, you like mow over a bunch of zombies.
You talking about Saints Row?
No.
Dead Rising?
I feel
Dead-
like-
Dead
yeah.
Rising. There
Dead
you go.
Yeah.
Rising is where they made the outlandish zombie weapons.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't-
You have like boxing gloves that are like electric or whatever.
That's
Yep.
probably the
Yeah.
closest you could get to that many zombies on screen to Days Gone, but Days Gone just.
Does it
But
better.
they're running
Dead
and they're
Rising
fast.
doesn't
It's
look
not a
that good.
joke. It's not like a light, hearty game. It looks like super dark and gritty, and I love that. So
It looks very good.
All right, so rating for Sony.
Sony fanboy is gonna give it an A- right here.
I was gonna give it like a high B because
Yeah.
pretty much all of the games we've talked about, I was like, yeah, I'd buy that,
Yeah,
and I don't normally say that.
Yeah.
Sony's doing.
pretty much.
They did a good
Yeah.
job.
they
I
were
really
showing
think so.
good content in
Yeah.
their thing.
I like that they didn't stop every 2 seconds to say this is going to be in 4K. This is
4K.
exclusive.
Exclusive.
It was just like, hey, you're going to sit here for 45, 50 minutes and just watch all of the gameplay that we have.
Yeah.
I thought that was
That's how it should be. None of that cringy
Yeah.
stuff.
seriously like the Ubisoft. They have I think the first little bit they were playing the Uncharted little. God, I don't know what those are called, but they were playing some instruments.
I also enjoyed the Ubisoft K-pop. Since I guess we're moving on to Ubisoft.
They
Yeah.
did that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did.
Oh no.
For
Just Dance.
For Just
Oh,
Dance
God.
2018, they had like a Korean pop group come out and sing, and it was just like everybody's just like,
Does
What's
anybody
going
watch
on?
Masters of None or Master of None? Does anybody watch that?
I've
No.
seen
Okay.
seen some of the first season.
Season 2, there's an episode. He's the host of like a show called War of the Cupcakes or Clash of the Cupcakes is what it's called. And they have like this Korean pop group that comes on. And it's retarded, just like any other Korean dance pop group. I'm sorry for that. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Master of None.
Let's just move on to the Ubisoft.
Yeah, I think
Conference.
Ubisoft crushed it.
I think Ubisoft had the best conference there
Really?
at E3. I really do. Like besides
But-
even, like the lame K-pop, but the content they showed, it was very
I-
intriguing.
I mean, I think Sony was a little higher for me, but Ubisoft, I only would rank them below them because they always do this where they have great looking trailers of things.
I don't trust Ubisoft anymore.
Yeah, and then you get the game and you're like, oh, what is this? Why have you
Dude,
done this?
they showed
I
the
can't believe you done
they
this.
showed the Division at like I think it was 2015 or 2014.
Dude, you were
E3.
so hyped for that.
I was ridiculously hyped for that game. I was like, this is going to be the
Anytime-
best
Yeah.
thing ever.
Anytime we went to Taco Bell, he was like, "Have you seen the?
Yeah,
have you seen
exactly.
the Division trailer?"
it looked fantastic,
It
and then
looked
when we
awesome.
finally
It
got
did.
the game, I was like, all right, this is looking a little bit different. I'll take my time. The first like few hours of like getting to max level was good, and then once you're max level, that game was awful.
That game is it's so upsetting because
It's
we had a
very-
lot of fun with it when
I
we were
know.
starting out, and then it just got progressively. We realized
'Cause
that it
we
was a terrible game.
Thought it was going to be realistic. I don't want to have to shoot somebody with legitimately all of the bullets that I have and not be able to kill them.
Hmm.
I thought that's stupid for the setting that they had.
that definitely takes you out of games that are supposed to be realistic
Yeah.
in
It's-
physics and stuff, and then it's like here's
You
an
go-
airsoft gun that's just a little bit more powerful than a normal airsoft gun. You have to kill people with it.
Seriously, we all had Nerf guns, and the other people had real guns.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And if you're a high level, then you're gonna run over everybody, which
Yeah.
is
If you just played that game more, it wasn't skill based at all. If you went into PvP with less gear than somebody that had been playing all the time, you were going to get wrecked.
which it doesn't take skill to level up. It just takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not fun.
I did enjoy when that kid joined us on
And his
oh,
mom was asking him riddles.
Yeah.
that was
What?
weird.
That sounds really
so
weird.
we're playing
Yeah.
Division in a
Riddle me this.
dark zone. So the PvP, we're fighting other people. We're trying to get our gear out of the area, and we're just playing with this kid that I guess
He
was-
just joined us.
joined our group,
Yeah.
and what was the riddle his mom asked him? I can't remember.
It was
for the life of me.
the cowboy left on Friday, but stayed for 2 days and
Left
left
on
on
Friday.
Friday.
And she could not figure it out for the life of her.
Yeah.
And we all said in unison, we're like, the horse's name is Friday.
Yeah.
And that kid told his mom, and they were both the most excited. they've ever been.
Anyway,
Well,
Uh,
sidetracked.
let's talk about Assassin's Creed Origins.
I'm glad that they took a year off. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, they took that year off to make a great film.
Oh well.
No.
Oh, no, I
They
forgot
said
about
that's
that.
what they did, though. That's why they didn't make a game. It's because they were taking a year off to make that movie, and that movie
heard-
was hilariously bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
I heard IGN talking about how they took that year off to make that great movie. But whenever they talked about great movie, they talked about it in like a sarcastic manner, like this movie was
A
garbage.
great movie. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Whole crowd.
I'm
Clap.
singing.
Oh
That
no.
was so bad.
It was
When
not
he's
a good
just-
movie.
It's supposed to be a serious movie, and then he just starts singing, and it's not good.
I feel
What
like,
song was it? It was like.
It's- I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't even remember.
I'm
Anyway, it was
crazy.
Let's talk about the game,
Spike the audio.
Assassin's Creed Origins, which
We was kings.
oh my gosh.
What?
Let's talk about Assassin's Creed Origins.
Should we edit that out, or would you?
No, we're leaving it in because I'm not editing anything out anymore.
Okay, then we was kings.
All right. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Origins. It seems like they're going in a pretty cool direction with this new game.
What's
I
that?
believe so. It's in Egypt. It's like the beginning of the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which it's always been like something that has been before. It's
yeah,
never
it's
been
always
like,
something
it's the
that's
origins.
existed,
Assassin's
and
Creed
like
Origins.
even in like
Even
in the 1800s, it was an ancient
Yeah.
type thing.
Mhm.
So we're going back to the beginning, like where it started.
So I think they're ditching the Animus, which is kind of weird since that's like the whole.
But the Animus has been useless since.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Desmond
but that's
died.
always been like they connected you to what's happening.
Everyone knows that part of the games is that's definitely the worst part. 'Cause you're like,
that's
this
where
is
you're wrong,
fun.
though.
That
I loved the part in Black Flag, where it was like, okay, you're in the real world and you're in the office and you're gonna go hack into the computers and stuff like that. I loved that. I'm the only person, but because when you hacked into the computers, you got information and more, and it made the story better because it was a bunch of creepy stuff, and you're trying to figure out what's going on because it's the next chapter.
Because the company actually turns out to be
Evil.
the people that you are fighting against in the Animus. So
Yeah.
it was always kind of cool to see how they would connect that, and now that they're just getting rid of it is kind of weird to me, but
Yeah.
it'll
Also,
still be
Now
okay.
it's just gonna be straight gameplay though.
They're also
Yeah.
getting rid of a map
Yeah.
of the map.
Of the mini map.
Mm-hmm. Like you know how you had the hawk flying above him? That's your
Yeah.
map now. Instead of having an actual map, you have the hawk that goes up above you and eats your eyes, and you locate everything that's on the map. You mark stuff with the eagle. You mark enemies with the eagle.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's weird. It's gonna be weird without a mini map.
I'm sure you'll get used to it eventually, but like I
have to,
always
like,
like
pause the
having a
game?
mini map in every game that I play.
It's like some button. You press a button and then it goes to the hawk,
like-
and you're flying around as a hawk. And
You
then
know Eagle Vision that you would never use in every Assassin's Creed game except to like find the one dude that was gold amongst all of the red people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they have actual eagle.
And now they
Vision.
have an
Eagle
actual
eyes, look at
eagle.
that.
Yeah.
that's
a
what.
good movie.
Innovation.
It's basically still a map because
4K.
like everything down there freezes,
Hmm.
but you just move around as a hawk now.
So is it like 3D and not like a normal map where it's just like a line?
Yeah, it's like 3D.
It's like,
It's like you're
it
in the
looks
game.
really clean. I just like a map.
Right.
It's different.
Taking the map out totally is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Having that in there as its own thing would be cool,
Would
but
be to help with the map.
Yeah.
But that's what I like. I like the idea, but it maybe needs a map. But another thing I liked about it is it looks like it's doing a lot more. Like
RPG stuff. Is that what you mean? Or were you going to say something?
no, not at all. But
The-
go ahead.
The gear system. You talking about the gear system?
No, I'm not talking
What-
about that
okay,
at
what
all.
were-
Go
please,
ahead.
no.
No, y'all talk about it. Go ahead.
You go. You go.
Well,
You go
my
first.
thing's completely different. It's I think it's cool how the games always have like a otherworldly element to it.
Mhm.
Like there's gods and people that control things,
Right.
and that's why I think with it being in Egypt, like
It'll be easier.
like with all the weird.
deities, the weird
stuff,
Egyptian
yeah.
deities.
So I think it'll be cool. But what you guys were saying?
They've made it more of like an RPG, so there's like gear now. So there's like different gear. You can mess with your character a little bit more instead of just like, hey, you can change the color of his
There-
robes or
There's
armor
5
piece.
swords you could have, and
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's like a
it's
huge
level
amount.
based. I think you have to level up to like upgrade
They
just
kinda had-
skills and
they kind of had some of that
abilities.
in what was the last one?
Unity, or are you talking about Syndicate?
Syndicate.
Syndicate.
They
I
kind of
didn't play
had some of
Syndicate.
that leveling up, and you had to be a certain level to reach it. But I think they're expanding on it big time.
Do
with the
you
new one.
guys think there's going to be multiplayer of any kind? I haven't heard anything, and I think it's too far along that
I
they
don't
would
think
have said
so.
something about it. But
I don't know.
I really enjoyed
was
it.
it? I was about to say, was it even good though? 'Cause I didn't really hear.
Whenever
a lot of
Unity
good
was
stuff.
whenever
It
we
was
played
too-
Unity,
It was too
it was a
broken,
lot of
but
fun.
it was.
It was
a lot of
really,
fun.
really broken, but it was fun when it worked.
Yeah.
'Cause you would do heists basically.
Yeah.
And
It didn't take them 2 years, really.
Praise Juno.
Praise
that's what
Juno,
it was. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
that's what.
I said it didn't take them 2 years.
Mm-mm.
As a GTA thing.
Yeah, where they have to do all the setup. No, it's just you go in and you
No
have to
setup
infiltrate
missions.
something and steal something. And it was a lot of fun to do it with other people. Except, I just remember one time where it, like, the enemies couldn't register me; it registered everybody else. So I just went up and stabbed everybody
Oh,
while they were
yeah.
like in a big fight with someone else, and it just
That happened.
kind of
with-
killed the moment.
with
It's
my
'cause they rush
with
the
my
games out every
internet.
year.
That happened
Yeah.
so much more often. So I stood behind a doorway and probably knifed like 10 people that came up there. Just one by one took them, and the bodies just like piled up in the room. It was really strange.
Yeah, so I think Assassin's Creed Origins is going to be cool.
Yep.
And it's going to be like refreshing to have maybe a good Assassin's Creed game, you know?
Yeah. Let's talk about what we actually want to talk about. Let's be honest here. It's the
game-
pirate game.
Skull and Bones, bro.
Let's talk about it.
That game is the one, honestly, other than Assassin's Creed, out of all the games, I'm most excited for.
Oh, I thought you
Absolutely.
were being sarcastic.
No.
No,
Like, for
no, not
real.
at all.
It's a pirate game, and it looks amazing. It's basically
Assassin's Creed
Assassin's
4
Creed 4
without
but
Assassin's Creed.
without Assassin's Creed, which is basically what Assassin's Creed 4 was, because it barely had any Assassin's Creed element.
It just was in name that it was an assassin.
Yeah,
That's it.
and you like they showed multiplayer gameplay, and what it was I think it was called like like a treasure hunt or something, and you and your 5 friends, you have a team of 5, you're controlling like a fleet of ships, and like the other team has 5 ships, and then you have to collect loot that's in the water and like stop the other team from getting the loot. And it looked really fun because I loved how the ships played in Assassin's Creed 4.
Right. It looks very similar to that.
It looks
doesn't
similar
Yeah.
to that because it's
Yeah.
Ubisoft. And
Is it?
It's Montreal which made that game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't
Okay,
it
so
Ubisoft
that'll be-
Montreal?
It'll be the exact same as
Yeah.
what that is.
They-
Probably
they
It
better.
could
just-
get
Probably
boring
better.
pretty fast though.
I don't know.
Dude, if there's more sea shanties, it's
I'll never get bored.
Yeah. I think
You guys
the-
still sing those, which is weird.
we sang that at
When
camp
those were all together, and now jumps the shark
with the 9 rows of teeth.
Says you'll eat the doughboys and
I'll eat the beef
because it's windy weather.
All right, we're gonna cut that one. Someone was saying something before we started singing.
Sea shanties are cool. Is what I was saying.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll have those. I don't know if there's a story or what the story is, but I'm always down for a pirate game.
I hope they just leave it and you're just like your own captain, and that'd be cool if it's
It was
not
like
always versus. Like if you could just sail and fight AI
Captain
together.
Sparrow.
That'd be cool.
He just comes out of the water.
Capitan Salazar. Pirates of the Caribbean DLC.
What am I to you?
With
Davy
the-
Jones.
with Davy Jones. Ah, I'd buy that.
Squid Chin.
Get my money.
Yeah,
I'd pay $15 for that.
just the idea of being a pirate. You know, not necessarily the good guy, but can be the good guy. It's just a cool idea.
I didn't know you had a thing for pirates.
I
don't
think
know.
everybody
Pirates
has a
thing,
thing
yeah.
for pirates.
I think deep down inside every person, there's a pirate.
There's a little bit of pirate in them.
There's a little bit of pirate. That was lame of me. All right. Well, how we rate Ubisoft?
I'd also give them an A minus.
On the
Other
most-
wait, no, B plus because the K-pop. Sorry.
You brought it down.
You're right. I'd probably those were the games I was probably most excited to play. The Pirate game and Assassin's Creed looks good. Did they talk about anything else in that press conference?
They
That,
talked
like,
about
I can't remember.
Beyond Good and Evil, which is a game Beyond Good
I
and
saw
Evil
like
2.
a bit of that trailer looked really weird.
Yeah,
It's like this
Animals.
big pig.
Yeah, animals are like humans or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
I didn't even know that was a game beforehand. Anyway,
apparently, yeah, it's a sequel. I don't know it, but a lot of people love it. So apparently, it was a big thing.
The Pirate game is probably Skulls and Bones. What it's called?
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones is probably what I'd be most excited for. So I'd give it an A.
I am also giving it an A, just because.
That's the
I
best
was-
game.
yeah.
Probably at E3.
I'd probably give it a C because I don't care about any of the games we've listed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I definitely wouldn't buy any of them.
It's gonna. All right. Cool. Well, let's get to something we all know and love. It's time for
Random news.
incredibly outlandish.
All right, so mine's not totally random, but it is pretty interesting to me. So, as some of you know, the Golden State Warriors won the NBA championship last night.
Way to go, Stab.
Dubs in 5. Good job, guys.
Yeah. What I thought was interesting is the tab of their after party. It was just on alcohol. One night, $185,000.
That was all. Half of that was Snoop
Are
Dogg.
you serious?
$185,000.
Wow.
And they went through.
Whose
I think I
tab
read a
was it?
thing.
Who paid for that? The other
Probably
night?
the owners.
Yeah, most definitely the owners.
But that, I don't know. They probably didn't drink as much of it as you'd think because they are throwing it around like everywhere. But that is so much money on
That is
alcohol.
insane.
$185,000 is a home to some people.
Kevin Durant's mom probably walked into the bar and was like, "Kevin, we're leaving. Come here. You're done. We're not staying here for this. You
What?
can't hang out with Snoop Dogg tonight."
That's what I thought. It was funny that the coach had the biggest bottle and he just held on to it like all night, getting hammered. And
Mike
it's,
Brown.
yeah, no,
No,
Steve
It
Kerr.
was Steve Kerr.
It was Steve Kerr.
Give me that Grey Goose, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what, and I read that they went through something like, did I already say this? 300 bottles of champagne.
300 bottles?
Yeah, they probably bought some Walmart ones to spray around. And
Probably
then-
not, honestly. Probably like some super expensive.
No. I'm agreeing with you. It's like, but why? Because you're just
they're
gonna
rich
throw it.
and they won. They're celebrating.
Even if you're rich and you won, you don't have to be that destructive with money.
Incorrect.
I would.
People blow stuff up all the time because they're rich. Nobody does that. I'm
Nobody-
just saying though that if you have the money, you might as well, right?
No,
Why not?
because okay, if I'm a basketball millionaire, I'm not gonna spend $185,000 on liquor to throw around when I could think of other ways to spend it. Personally, I think of other ways to spend it.
Says the guy who has a bachelor's degree in what?
Accounting.
Accounting. So yeah, I mean, of course the accountant's gonna say that. Someone who just plays basketball for a living probably doesn't care, especially
Yeah.
because they have multi-million-dollar contracts,
Yeah, but
and
that's
it's
how.
not coming out of their salary.
Yeah, I understand that.
Even
but
if it was, that would be like pocket change.
you know what? You're getting real hostile, man, and I'm not appreciating it one bit.
Tanner just walked out of the room.
No, he's coming
I'm
back.
back, and I still hate you.
Oh, okay. Well, bye. He's leaving again.
Is that it for random news today?
I have a really bad one.
Oh, I'd like to hear it.
Drunk Florida woman got caught speeding and offers half-eaten burrito to the officer.
You know what?
That's it.
That is
You know what?
much better than where I thought that was going.
I'd let her go.
Half-eaten burrito.
Half-eaten burrito?
Depends where it's from.
Yeah, where's it from?
Does it say?
It does not say.
If it's like a Taco Bell, like Supreme Burrito, no. Something like
No.
from like
If it's Freebirds.
Freebirds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
from-
like 2 burritos anyway in one.
Yeah.
If it's like the big
Yeah.
fat one, and it's
It's
fully
like
loaded.
you basically got just one burrito, a regular burrito.
It's like, thank you, ma'am.
What
He
if it
walks
was
out.
if it was a Chipotle one? I'd throw it down and arrest her.
Real immediately.
You guys don't like Chipotle?
I just think, where's the queso? That's as a Texan, that's my issue.
Yeah.
Is where's the queso?
Do they not? I've never been to
They
Chipotle.
do not have queso.
At all?
No.
Mm-mm.
It's just cheese and stuff.
They
or
have
what?
they have just
Yeah.
regular. They have like shredded cheese, so they have queso, but they don't have
Oh my
el
gosh.
queso, the dip.
What is it?
So I think it's
Yeah, I just think Chipotle.
I'm sold on the burrito,
I-
but depending where.
It was half-eaten though. If it was like a full burrito, she was like, "I just got
Did
this."
she cut off of it or did she chew it?
Don't know. I just know that she was really drunk. She was like well beyond.
Obviously, she's having a burrito late at night.
No, it was in the morning.
What does that mean?
Oh, it was in the morning.
Yeah.
So is it
Oh.
breakfast burrito?
That's the question.
Well, that
Nobody-
changes the whole game.
Nobody
the
likes
real
those.
question.
False.
It's a joke. I love this.
Okay, man.
The faces you guys just made.
We were really upset with you.
Well, yeah. Okay. I got one too. Thanks, Lucas. Jaden Smith,
Oh, I love this guy.
son of actor / rapper Will Smith,
Slash rapper.
claims Canadian
That's a good song.
hotels spiked his pancakes with cheese.
That's not a bad.
That's not a spiked. That's
I think
they
spiked.
just made it better. What are you talking
Maybe
about?
he's super
Pancakes with
lactose
cheese is
intolerant.
better?
He was gonna be gassy all
Yeah.
day.
How's that better?
It's probably not.
I don't
better.
know, I'd
wouldn't
try
put
it.
cheese on my pancakes.
I would
wouldn't.
try it, but I doubt it would be very good.
But why would that
Pancakes
upset
are one step
you?
away. One
It's
step
not-
away from being crepes, which you can put cheese on.
It's technically not spiked.
What?
Because like whenever I hear someone say spiked, like they spiked it with something that's bad.
Like
for
Cosby style.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Oh.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Well. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good joke.
My
Oh
name's
my
Will Booth.
gosh.
But when you think of spiked, you think of something negative, not
I-
cheese.
I don't think cheese.
No,
You think
no.
of some.
Was
something
it Gouda
that-
cheese? Because maybe it's spiked in.
Blue cheese would be
Mm,
spiked because that's
Yes,
foul.
Blue cheese is the worst. Anyway.
Yeah.
Cool, Jane Smith.
Good job. He's probably wearing a
Like
dress and was just like, "Got on it." I can't believe this.
If mirrors aren't really real, are our eyes real? The great poet Jaden Smith once said on Twitter.
Wow.
That guy's insane. So I would, if he walked into my business, like if I owned a business and I saw him, I'm like, nope, get out. You're weird.
Man, but he could get some fire tweet out, and then all of the Jaden Smithers would come to
That's
your
exactly the problem. Is I don't want the, I don't want the Jaden Smithers or the Jake Paulers
Just
at my
don't spike.
restaurant.
Just don't spike his pancakes with cheese, man.
It's every day, bro.
Oh no.
Oh, all right.
Is that gonna wrap it up?
Ricky, thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah,
Thanks for having him.
Still hate you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Tanner just left again.
Well, this has been Bedroom Sessions. I'm Caleb.
Hey, oh, it's Lucas.
I'm Tanner.
I'm Ricky.
Thanks for
Thanks,
for
Richard.
listening. We'll see you next time.
We were getting progressive.
Arrivederci.